Oh. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. And I've been thinking about how I'm going to try to beat this game. After I return, I spent a little bit of time thinking and researching, getting into my notebook. I think I'm in trouble. But I have a cupcake, so it can't be all bad. Look, I'm big, but my mouth is not that big, and this is huge. Oh. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, that's good. That's incredibly sweet mango. Oh. Alright. Hello, welcome back. We return with more of Free Stars, the Ur-Quan Masters, the open source freeware version of Star Control 2, the Ur-Quan Masters. Oh boy. We're trying to save the galaxy, free life, specifically humans, from the slave shields that have been put around their planet. Yeah. It's a lot. I don't remember where we were. August 2nd, 2157. This is our most recent one. We were in Procyon. This is where we found the Murmurherm and the I've got this. Give me a minute. Chinjesu. But yeah, we need to go a few places. Looks like the Pekunk are on their way again. I guess I need to go to Seoul. Need to see if we can hopefully get our Shofixty on active. This music's great. Beeline for the blue planet.
Captain, I'm glad you made it back in one piece. There's something I think you should know. The Shofixti have returned. Their ships can now be built in our shipyards. With their vast numbers swelling our ranks, we won't have to worry about running out of able-bodied crew. And I'm sure their volunteers will reduce the cost for new crew. Light load this time, Captain. Farewell.
Don't push me, Commander. Alright, now I need to get back down to Iota Serpentis is where I need to go. Now, there's gotta be a warp gate down there that'll work for me. And that's one thing I didn't actually pull up notes for. So let me fix that. Quasi space. I'm gonna not do that, thanks. Okay. Alright, got that map ready. So what we need to do is actually just get gone so we can warp out in hyperspace. Step 1. Get to hyperspace. Step 2. Activate the quasi portal. Step 3. You. Come here. Say hi.
What am I seeing on the view screen? It's none other than the flattened old face of our friend the human. But, old ally, are you not knowing that we, the Yehat, are allied with the Ur-Quan now? And your presence outside the slave shield and in an armed starship are clear violations of your oath of fealty. Whatever shall we do? It just isn't the right thing to kill you, human, but as a loyal member of my clan, I must obey the wishes of our queen.
The Shofixti are reborn!
If this is being a true thing, there will be many changes, but we are a species long wise in the ways of deceit. You must be proving these words you say, Captain. Send the Shofixti to us as a way of proof. We're scanning the separation of a vessel from your fleet, Captain, and indeed, its configuration matches that of a Show 60 scout vessel. This had better not be a trick, Captain. We are knowing the power of a glory device, and if you detonate the weapon near us, the price for you shall be dear. Very dear. The scout has docked, and we await the pilot's appearance at the airlock. The atmosphere cycle is complete. The door slides open, and... It's true! The Show 60 are alive! Look at that fat muzzle, those shining black eyes, the sweet claws! Our children have returned from oblivion! But now we are faced with the cruelest truth. We who have sacrificed our honor, we who have lain with the enemy, we are not worthy. We are nothing. We are less than nothing. But wait, we're the Spathi. We're the Yehats of the Starship Clouds. We will not let this lie any longer. Listen, as I speak these words. If our queen makes the dishonorable command, then it is the queen who has no honor. And the dishonorable queen is no queen at all. We, the Zeep, are the only clan who remember the true meaning of honor. We shall tear the queen from her throne. The 2,000-year reign of the Veep queens is over. The revolution has begun!
So I maybe started a civil war. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Civil war? Yes. I mean, a queen with no honor is no queen at all, as we just learned, so... Really, it was the only way this could possibly have turned out. Okay. So now... There were some other things I needed to do. Right? So, done that one and done that one. So what I have on my list of notes is that I need to go to a couple different places. So there's the Mycon in Brahe Beta, the Druuge in Zeta High, something. Quarry. I'm also supposed to get Persei, Zeta Persei for the Rose Orb. So Quasi Portal. Where am I? All the way over here. Okay, so now this was Delta Persei, Beta, Epsilon, Beta, Alpha, Beta, Zeta. Zeta! Oh, hello, strangers. Are you the Druuge? I'll talk to you all in a minute. No minerals, no energy, no biologics. Time to leave. I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Give me a... Couldn't just cop.
Greetings, friend and fellow explorer. I am an officer of the Crimson Corporation. We are the Druuge.
Oh,
We are delighted to make your acquaintance and hope that we can do business together. Should your desires be similar, please hurry to our main trading world at Zeta Persei 1. More than a culture, Captain. We are an organization. The Crimson Corporation. Our corporation seeks only to improve our quality of life, and does so via the dribble-down effect. Until we meet again.
ah. The dribble down effect, you say? What's that? Making an entire, very blunt commentary about capitalism? What?
Ah, the young starship captain from Earth. We hope your adventures have brought you wealth. How can we be of service? You wish to know more about us? Excellent. After all, knowledge should be free. Eh, Captain? Let's see. About us, well, we are the Crimson Corporation. And the Crimson Corporation is us. When the corporation's earnings are up, our quality of life soars and our benefit packages improve. The further up the ladder you are, the more you profit individually. When times are hard, the corporation must cut costs, usually by laying off employees. Since everything on our world is corporation property, this means any ex-employee is
instantly trespassing and is guilty of stealing corporation property, such as air and sunlight. The only appropriate penalty for theft is to feed the furnace.
Uh-huh.
Until we meet.
But old games didn't have politics in them. Oh, that's not the planet. Things you missed when you were a young person? Yeah. Yeah. You see, what that's actually telling is that, like, all those people who are like, video games didn't used to have politics in them, is that, no, you just lacked the ability to understand that there were politics. Alright, where's the... Oh, it's the purple dot down there, isn't it? I don't need to waste time on this. No, I don't. Damn it!
Ah, the young starship captain from Earth. We hope your adventures have brought you wealth. How
too.
can we be of service? You know, Captain, we have heard that there is a race called the Melnorme, which has recently entered this part of the galaxy. We understand that they sell fuel for gross profit, charge fees for common knowledge, and provide a rescue service which amounts to little more than piracy. How criminal. Just an aside, Captain. We thought you might like to know that the resources which can be salvaged from a Melnorme wreck are phenomenal. Until we meet again.
Interesting.
Attention, alien starship. You have arrived at the central trade world of the Crimson Corporation, home of the Druuge. Be welcome and take advantage of our excellent deal. We note you possess the Vortex Spawner. In exchange for the simple device, we will give you 3 Mauler starships.
No.
And fill your fuel tanks at no extra charge. This is the heart of our operation. The vital core of the Crimson Corporation. 1 million deals are made here each day. Perhaps more. You would be wise to take advantage of all our services, Captain. You will not find better deals anywhere. Since this is your first time trading with us, Captain, allow me to explain our standard operating procedures. We will sell you fuel, ancient artifacts, even our own Mauler starships. All that we ask in return is that you assign some of your crew to serving here at our trade world on a permanent basis.
Ah, slavery.
No, Captain. Slaves have no choice in their destiny, no freedom. We would never accept the permanent assignment of one of your people unless we knew that they had granted you the rights to make such a deal. People as skilled as your flagship's crew will receive immediate posts in our Starfleet. They will serve alongside our own Druuge starship personnel, sharing every duty. This is a great loss for us both, but we will not make an exception in your case. However, please try to be receptive to what I am about to say. We have taken the liberty of entering your ship's computer system to investigate the agreement signed by the Earthling volunteers who serve aboard your vessel. As we expected, we found that they have promised to obey you, Captain. Under every circumstance, no exceptions. You are fully within your rights to deal with us in...
It's okay for you to sell people into slavery because they agreed to follow your orders.
Should you change your mind, we will always be ready to work with you, Captain. We are prepared to make a deal. Very well.
Okay, so I need something else to sell these, or to purchase with, because I don't want to sell crew into slavery.
Return soon.
Okay. That sucks. So I just made that trip out here. Alright, I have Beta Brahe for the Mycon in here, so maybe I need to go see those guys next. I mean, it might be that I just have to, in order to save the universe, sell 100 people into slavery. I don't know. I've got 100 crew. I assume they'll try to take them all. Hey, who are you? Are you friends?
We are part of Juffa-Wup. Juffa-Wup is the hot light in the darkness. All else is unfulfilled void. We are the minecart. A single spore lands, finds nourishment in decay, and soon attains maturity. In turn, it exhales a cloud of new life, 1,000 spores. Each lands, finds nourishment in decay. So progresses Juffa-Wup. Juffa-Wup fills in my fibers, and I grow turgid. Violent action ensues.
Why?
Juffa-Wup.
Jerks. Juffa-Wups. Not worth landing. Maybe worth landing. Okay. Hello, Mycon. not worth stopping.
This is a special place filled with Juffawup. We must not allow it to be soiled by the Non. You must go now. Juffawup is the power of life, hot warmth in the cold void. It flows through all things, binding them together, making them one. You are non-Juffawup. You cannot understand. Below is the pod of Juffawup, there for 1,000 centuries. When we are cold, the pod opens and warms us. When it is dark, the pod clenches, and lo, there is light. You are the Non. The pod is not for you. You must leave. You are the Non. You must go now and never return.
Okay, now I'm confused. Like... I'm confused. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. No, they didn't tell me where their home world was, I don't think. Or at least I don't have a note about it. They told me about some other planets, but like, sorry, I'm just trying to. I have. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong way. It's... Oh, this is the coordinate for that I just got. I have this listed twice on my list. Okay. I have two different camelopardalis ones. I guess that's what I could do. Get out into hyperspace, then call the Melnorme and see if I can do anything. I don't know if I have any credits even.
Welcome back. Now, we appreciate you.
And I don't have any credits.
We have
Where am I? I'm all the way up here. Okay. Now. Libre. Hiatus. Acquired. Alright, now. Yeah. A quarry, there's supposed to be something for me to do, but I don't know which one. What's this one? Aquile? Do I have Aquile on any of my lists? Oh. There's a bug in the game. Great. So I was supposed to go to... $629, $220, Epsilon Scorpy. Yeah. Alright, look. I need to go in here somewhere for something, and I don't know what. So let's just go, and maybe we'll run into somebody and they'll give me a clue. Oh, there's a spaceship. Do I know you?
I suppose as a courtesy I should extend an appropriate greeting. On behalf of the Utwig Proctors, I truly hope for your sake that your day has been better than ours, although this really isn't saying that much. that do? I mean, why should we? We agonized for hours, wondering if it was a cruel twist of fate or simply a serious case of butterfingery. The lifetimes that have been spent in the pursuit of the elusive answer to this deceptively simple question has driven many of us down the dark road of self-destruction. Indeed, even as these words strike the ears of any who care to listen, the real question is, does it matter? I cannot say. I wallow in a quandary, unable to determine what better atones for my part of the great sin. Should I engage in slow and painful self-termination? Should I commit myself to a long life of painful self-flagellation? Should I throw myself with enthusiastic verve at the problem of collective annihilation? I do not know. Even now, my mind writhes in anguish of indecision, lest the outcome be inadequate. All right, I'll try. But you know, it really doesn't
Oh my
matter.
gosh, this voice is really
After
annoying.
all, we have a famous bootwig saying, when one loses the reason for existence, one tends to get less motivated. This goes hand in hand with the painfully appropriate credo, we broke it so we are paying for it. Of course, this isn't really accurate. The situation is so much more hideous. Imagine, if you can, holding within your hands the answer, only to have it taunt you with its former potential. Ah, cruel irony. The loss of the Ur-Quan grieves us all.
The Ur-Quan.
Bah! It doesn't matter. Besides being of no concern to you, I find discussion of this matter, well, distasteful. The Ur-Quan was not the only thing which assures total and complete meaning of life for you and I. It is universal. I'm sure that you two are aware of this thing, if only in legend. It granted us all limitless power and knowledge. It has been since, well, rendered inoperative. You are kind. If we could wield the Ur-Quan to resurrect your splib, we would. But I suddenly am overcome with waves of depression. I must retire now to perform rituals of anguish. Waves of trauma wash across my being even now. I must go.
Darn. Don't see any spaceships. You? No. You? Nope.
Just go away. Leave us to ponder our grief. We know nothing of this species that you mentioned. However, while we are on the subject of evil and powerful species, we have encountered a particularly gruesome race that seemed to come from the direction of Arcturus. When we hailed them, they responded with mighty weapons that sent our delegation to their deaths. lucky fools. The aliens' dark, crusty battleships are capable of guiding spinning mines into almost any location.
Ah,
And
the core
should
off.
an enemy get too close, a fiery corona emerges to inflict fearsome damage. In our skirmishes with the race who called themselves the Core we found that by using our own shielding capability, we could sweep through the mines, absorb the corona, and then get close enough to the dark ships to give a lick of our own. In truth, however, they are very powerful and ruthless. When the Core started to press toward our home world, we thought that our deserved punishment was being administered. But then, a mystery? They suddenly became disinterested and veered away. Bah, confounding frustration. With the Ultron, I could speak knowledgeably on this subject. To have this quality torn from our grasp emphasizes how meaningless our existence really is. This lack of meaning is what drives my species to the serious contemplation of a quick end. Your query once again painfully reminds me of the Ultron and what it was for the universe. I could tell you all and correct all that is wrong in the universe. All I can tell you is that the Core live to kill. Their stated purpose is to seek out new life and new civilizations and then annihilate them. We seem to qualify as such, and that is why it is puzzling that after pursuing us with some tenacity, they suddenly turned away and headed toward Craterus. All this speculation would be unnecessary if only we had saved the Ultron. It would not have taken much. A diving catch, a thrown pillow, even a fuzzy wumpus would have broken the fall satisfactorily. Indeed, a panel convened to analyze the possibilities concluded there were at least 623 ways that the Ultron could have been saved if we had been prepared.
Wow, these
Let
guys
us
suck.
cease our discussion concerning these matters. To say the least, our past is one of a glorious and proud people, coupled with a cataclysm that rocks the universe to its very core. It all began when the chimps rose from the murky bog, and the Ur-Quan emerged as well. In these primitive times, we cavorted about our world, oblivious to any sort of higher purpose. We took everything at face value. Meanwhile, the tendrils of the chimp infiltrated the vast sky canopies of Faz, and then the veils fell. Suddenly, the Ur-Quan were stunned by a collective realization. All immediately and urgently donned veils of every description. Hides, leaves, shells, rocks, even living growls were donned in the early days. You see, the face is the mechanism that expresses many of the primitive qualities that hinder sentience. Now rid of constant reminders of greed, rage, hatred, and lust, the wisdom of the Ur-Quan was no longer hampered by constant reminders of the primitive urge. Over many generations, mask etiquette was refined to a rock-solid foundation of our society. Sure, the morality riots were expensive, both in lives and infrastructure, but the result was better mask regulation. Specification from your basic mask of grueling but necessary activity to the most highly decorated countenance of stellar representation. These were clearly defined. recognizing the importance of flexibility, clear-cut and efficient procedures for revision and redesign.
They are indeed still talking.
Anomalies. From that moment, when we covered the source of our intellectual oppression, we knew that it was a grand purpose that defined our destiny. Are you still listening? Our entire development as a sentient species was coordinated to coincide with the appearance of a remarkable device, the Ur-Quan. We were oblivious to its tragic implications. In order for you to truly understand the situation, you need to know more about the Ur-Quan and its unique capabilities.
Yes.
You see, when the Druuge discovered the Ur-Quan, they knew that it was ours. The Druuge were compelled by intrinsic universal direction to take it to where it has always belonged. They brought it to us. Oh, the Ur-Quan. It assured total and complete meaning of life for all, the universal. With the Ur-Quan in hand, I could sense not only your motivations and desires, but your purpose. I could act upon these things in ways that would most likely seem mysterious, if not, well, daft. Years later, you would herald our participation in your development as the turning point for your species. The Druuge were only one of the few to benefit in this way. Even now, they are puzzled by the way we rewarded them for the delivery of the Ur-Quan to its correct place. In 24 years, 2 months, and 3 days, they will all dance the dance of jubilation. Indeed, the Ur-Quan has allowed us to fundamentally change the Druuge forever. The Supox, too, received many benefits from our use of the Ur-Quan. They can testify to its power. Yes, things were perfect. What happened is, well, it's difficult to talk about. But I saw it happen. I witnessed the Chinzral celebration. I felt the Ur-Quan fill the empty place that I did not know was there. I saw the Grand Proctor pass it to, well, they say that the chief crew did not know that it was so heavy and slippery. Perhaps it was a combination of factors. Some who have reviewed the records claim it was actually a conspiracy. The commission investigation officially stated that the Ur-Quan was rendered inoperative by the fall to the ground. Yet many feel that the whole story has not yet been told. As it struck the ground, I saw its glow fade, and then the painful void incapacitated all.
Oh my god.
All Utwig immediately donned the mask of ultimate embarrassment and shame, with a vow to wear it forever. Bonfires all over Foz consumed all but this mask. No other mask was spared. The visage of ceremonial orations, in all of its contexts and revisions, as I'm sure you understand, all of the courting masks from the clever and intriguing veil of flirtatious prancing to the infamous lewd monocle, all consumed by the hungry flame.
The lewd monocle.
Even the most fundamental fixtures were committed to this irreversible fate. The mask of natural bodily excretions once hung in every lavatory. Most of the public facilities have removed the disposable mask dispensers, but every once in a while I still see such a repository, always empty. At that time, many suggested that we use the precursor relic as a form of self-punishment. The proposal was that we collectively go to the second moon of the 6th planet of Zeta Hyades at coordinates 850.3 by 937.2, and use the ancient planeteering device to end our existence. After much discussion, we decided that we deserved to...
Finally, they gave me some information.
We can use the bomb if we ever decide the time is right. In the meantime, we atone for our grievous mistake with our collective misery. I suddenly sink into a chasm of depression. I must go. As do we. Go now with neither malice nor joy.
Go, go, go! Oh, man. I wish I'd written down which moon. Probably this one.
Attention, alien vessel! This world is under the full jurisdiction of the Ur-Quan Proctorate. We extend a subdued but civil greeting. We are the stewards of the bomb.
The bomb.
We keep it from those who would use it unwisely. In addition, we are prepared to act under the direction of the Proctorate, should we decide to make a final atonement for our most grievous blunder. You are correct. It is a relic of precursor origin. It has the power to destroy entire planetary objects, perhaps even galaxies. The Ur-Quan have been entrusted by fate to watch over this device so that it will be used in the way that it was intended by destiny. We cannot relinquish control of this instrument of power. You cannot have the bomb. Any attempt on your part to change this current arrangement will be met with fearsome Ur-Quan resistance. Yes, it is a remarkable device. It is understandable that you would like to possess it yourself. Our mandate, however, requires that we maintain full control of the bomb. As do...
Okay, so we can't get the bomb yet. So let me guess. I need an Ultron device to make them happy enough to give me the bomb.
Just go away. As...
I didn't want to run into you. You ran into me. Let's go see the Supocs. Maybe they'll have something interesting to tell us.
Greetings, fellow carbon creatures. May your roots always be well watered. I am Captain Ala Lala. We come in peace. Our starship is called the Tender Shoot. We are the Supox Utricularia from Earth. Oh yes, we apologize for the confusion. Our home world is also called Earth, or more properly, Fleck, which means perfectly good and nutritious dirt. Earth is pretty close, is it not? Oh yes, we have a strong cultural bond with the Utwig. They have been the foundation around which we have grown our starfaring culture. We are not only allies, but we are also friends. You should go meet with them. They could use some excitement. You see, they are a little depressed and morose right now. Usually they are most festive and fun. They broke their Ur-Quan. The Druuge, the cruel, foul trading race who sold the device to the Utwig, called the device the Ur-Quan, and claimed that it would give the Utwig superpowers. Unfortunately, the Utwig believed the Druuge and bought the Ur-Quan. However, the device did make the Utwig very happy. Of course, we didn't tell them what we really thought of the Ur-Quan. That they were vapid fools to buy a piece of junk for a planet's ransom. We went along with the falsehood, and in doing so showed our own stupidity. Then, one sad day a few years ago, the Utwig Proctor dropped the Ur-Quan during a particularly energetic and festive ritual. Now the Utwig are morose and depressed. They feel they cannot ever achieve greatness because they lost the powers of the Ur-Quan. They even gave the broken device to us, saying that they couldn't stand the sight of it anymore. We are worried that the Utwig are so depressed that they may use their ultimate weapon. Here, you take the Ur-Quan. Maybe you can do something with it. We thought that if we could get the Ur-Quan working again, it would cheer them up. So, we tried to figure out how to fix the darn thing, or at least get some of the flashing bits working again. But for all the Druuge's falsehoods, the Ur-Quan is some kind of artifact, and we could not synthesize the necessary replacement parts. Perhaps on your journeys, you will find the elements necessary to repair the Ur-Quan. Then you could give it to the Utwig, and maybe they wouldn't be so depressed.
Hey, we're gonna take a break, but I think I need the last piece from the Druuge, and then because that's where that piece was, right? No. Yes. Zeta Persei. I need to save first? Fine. I suppose it has been literal months since I saved last. So. Ultron repair service. We shall return after a short break. Well, I'm noticing now that I'm apparently dropping loads of frames, and I don't know why. What? No. Well, it's a good thing I saved. Since it just decided to close that down. So here's Arcturus. So how do I get to Arcturus most efficiently? Jump. Whee! This planet is right on their star. Lots of minerals, lots of energy, lots of biologics. What the hell is going on this planet? Redux world. Report from the surface. These ruins to be Remelan called itself the Bervixies. All their cities have been reduced to radioactive slag by some form of energy weapon similar to the Ur-Quan's fusion blaster. From evidence we have gathered here, we can conclude that this entire civilization was destroyed from orbit sometime in the last 8 to 12 Earth years. There are no survivors. End of report. Okay. Yep. Okay, well, the Bervixies are all dead. That's a shame. I imagine it was probably the Hora. Flying into this energy thing. Report from the surface. We have found an immensely powerful hyperwave transmitter here on the surface of this moon. It is sending a strong hyperwave signal outward into the unexplored anti-spinward region of the galaxy. Since this equipment is extremely valuable and we have found no sign of any intelligent life on this moon, we have decided to disassemble the transmitter and bring it back to the ship. But I wanted to capture some... Ooh. Is it just that I now have 2 hyperwave broadcasters, so I could have come here instead of waiting for the Spothy?
Welcome. What? What? After the war, the Chenjasu and the Mernherden chose to be slave-shielded on Chenjasu's homeworld at Procyon. We suspect that they are melding their 2 species to form some kind of new hybrid race, a race which may well be powerful enough to destroy the Ur-Quan single-handedly. However, by our calculations, this process will take many decades, if not centuries. Should you wish to talk to them, we recommend you invest in a hyperwave broadcasting system, which is powerful enough to penetrate the shield around their world. The Mycon are using this time, while the Ur-Quan have their attention elsewhere, to expand their sphere of influence as fast as possible. The Mycon colonize planets by launching tough spore pods from orbit and injecting them under the planet's surface. Months later, after the spores have grown hundreds of thick, fibrous tendrils under the planet's crust, the tendrils suddenly thrust up out of the planet and create huge calderas. Not incidentally, filling the planet's atmosphere with the Mycon's preferred gases, clouds of superheated steam and sulfuric acid. Unfortunately, it has. We look forward.
So I need to go back to see the Druuge now. But I also need to go bother the Mycon again. You said that there was a different Epsilon Scorpy where I need to go. Okay. Go, go! Yeah, this is an interesting... Like, what I think is interesting about this game is the part where there's a timeline where things are happening, and then places where you can interact with that timeline to change things. So it's like, okay, what is in fact the most direct line, right? Gotta get to that hot planet. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Juffawup is all, omni-existent, spreading and changing the non into Juffawup. You are non, who must become Juffawup or void. We are the agents of Juffawup. We are the Mycon. Our bodies seethe with the passion of our genes. 1,000 of your species do not possess the richness in one of my cells.
Oh, good.
I fill with my parents, 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 parents. I am they, and they are us, then and now. The deep children are a part of Juffawup, home builders, the dwellers in the Mohorovicic.
The what?
You impede the flow of Juffawup through the universe. We will now remove this clog. We will now aid Juffawup by eliminating you.
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. How many of these guys do I have to kill? And then I. When was the last time I saved? I'm really bad at this. If that wasn't clear. Frustrating that I don't remember to hit save often enough. Good enough. I literally know nothing about a shattered world. What? Alright, I'm done in Arcturus. That's the important thing. Which means it's time to save the game. Shattered world. The only world that I can think of that's shattered would be the Sirens. Beta Copernicus? Well, where's Copernicus? There. I wish I didn't have to be in hyperspace to open a quasi-space portal. It's really annoying. I don't have enough fuel.
How? Actually, change study works per way.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it had
The Ilrath and the Thradas should be fighting now, so that's good for me. I did summon the Melornamated by fueling that. It's more the frustration of realizing that I needed to. Alright, so I need to go to this one. Yeah, I think I'm, like, dropping a significant amount of frames tonight for some reason, which is frustrating. At least it's not, like, a super, like, high-speed game. Okay. Come on. Near an unusual volcanic fumarole, we have found a fragment of some kind of biological encasement or shell, which is made of incredibly tough, heat-resistant material of fungal fibers. We can find no sign of any life form which may have hatched from this eggshell. We will bring it back to this flagship for further study. Yep. Alright. Done here. I'm gonna end up getting caught because I hit this planet. Oh, no, I gotta wait. Okay. Now we need to go back to see the Druuge. Druuge. We want to go through this gate. Nope, we want to go to Zeta Persei. No, I don't want. Ugh.
We hope you. How can? For information, Captain. You have learned so much about us already. Very well. You may be interested to know that we recently diverted the onslaught of a hostile alien race. We learned of its approach from our ex-clients, the Burvixi. The kind and philanthropic Burvixi informed us that a dark and sinister armada had detected our hyperwave emissions, and though still distant, was inexorably homing in on our central trade world at Zeta Persei. We devised a brilliant plan, implemented it perfectly,
Stuck it on the
and were
moon.
thus spared gruesome death at the hands of the aliens, who we later learned called themselves the Korra. Until we... It's oh, are you here today? We know that you have Mycon deep-trialed egg case fragments aboard your vessel. Would you consider trading them to us for a shiny new Muller starship? Our sensors reveal that you have one of our more powerful hyperwave casters on board your ship. Have no fear, Captain. It was abandoned on the Burvixi moon, and by our law, it belongs to you. However, we are fond of the device and wish to regain it through trade. Give us the caster, and we will give you all the fuel your ship can hold. Since this is your first time allow me. We will sell you fuel, all that we ask in return, on a... This is a... Should you... We are... Captain, a special deal. A bargain unequaled. Instead of the usual payment we would give for this item, what would you say to a different exchange? We would like to trade your commodity for a highly valuable precursor artifact, the Rosy Sphere. Its origins are filled with wonder, and its powers are uncontestable, though subtle. What is your response? Ha ha! You are indeed a wise young human. The Rosy Sphere is yours. I will buy the hyperwave caster. In exchange, you shall receive all the fuel your ship can hold. We are now hooking up the fuel lines to fill your tanks. Well done, Captain.
I feel like I got the bad side of that deal.
Good job. Ha ha ha! Very. Since this on excellent, our inventory presently includes the Trident of Wimbley. Not just one, but fully 3 mystic prongs. Give this artifact its awesome capabilities. Are you strong enough to master its power, or will it master you? Cost? 100 crew. The glowing rod. What unearthly powers will you gain when you hold this coruscating step high above your head and scream, Kayi, Lai-Chi, Lai-Yi? And it can be yours for only 100.
I don't think these do anything.
As always, we also have an unlimited supply of exceptionally high-performance starship fuel at a cost of 10 crew for 10 units of fuel, as well as a freshly assembled Mauler starship, which we will trade for 100 of your crew. Are you
I got what I needed from you. Time to leave. I now have a perfect Ultron. So now I need to go back to... this one. And then I should probably save again. Let's go trade this thing for a bomb. I bought all the lore from the Melhorn. Yeah. Alright. Big green planet, second moon. Straight on till morning.
You have arrived at a most inopportune time. Collectively, our species is dealing with a great remorse. Nevertheless, in order to foster a spirit of interspecies goodwill, we will pull ourselves from our intense cycle of self-analysis and offer this greeting, which we hope will suffice.
Guess what we've got? We've got...
We are the stewards of the bomb. Taunting us buys you nothing. Go now.
Okay, so this isn't the person I need to show the bomb to. Or the Ur-Quan to. Where's their homeworld? Gamma Quarry, right? It's gotta be. It's the one in the middle.
Just go away. Yeah, should I set my gaze upon such a sight, I might suffer sleepless nights for years on end. It is a symbol of the collective Utwig failure. It is our ultimate tragedy. Ah, every divot, every crack on its surface is etched forever in my soul. Remove it from my sight, lest I purge my... Hey! That is not the devastated Ur-Quan. It is the image of the Ur-Quan before. A trick? A trick? Oh! I had no idea that any species could sink so low. How dare you try to manipulate me with that cheap stage prop? Why, it's not even... Hey! Wait a second. It looks like... Can it be? Yes! It is! A miracle! Oh, happy day! Joyous occasion! You have our eternal thanks, good captain. You will be immortalized as the blessed figure that delivered unto us our future. We will revere your very likeness. Let me take the Ur-Quan. Yes, I feel the link, the knowledge, and the power. It seems that there is much to do. Indeed, it seems that you should proceed to the second moon of the sixth planet of Zeta Hiatus and take what you find there. We no longer have need for it, but the Ur-Quan reveals that you will. I thank you for your part in the grand scheme. We now recover that which is ours via destiny and proceed to perform our essential service for the universe. But wait! The Ur-Quan throbs and whistles. Matters of significance are being relayed to our brains. It has been so long since we communicated with the ultimate in such a manner, but slowly the truth is revealed. Our destiny. We have been directed to join with our Supux allies and attack you. No, wait, that's wrong. Sorry. We attack your enemies, the Ur-Quan and the Ur-Quan. No, that's not right either. What? Oh, okay. We must strike only the black ships, only the Ur-Quan. Now, Captain, we must leave to prepare our battle fleets. Wish us luck.
Well, at least I didn't have to go find their home world. Hey, I need the bomb. Give me the bomb. I want the bomb.
Fancy meeting you here, Captain. We, the appointed representatives of the Crimson Corporation, merely come to obtain the fair and reasonable payment for our goods. We traveled to this region of space years ago to sell the useless Ultron device to the Ur-Quan. We knew even then of the weapon on the surface below us. This was to be our price. But the Ur-Quan used a clever ploy to cheat us. I had convinced the morose Ur-Quan fools that the Ultron was the answer to all of their pitiful dreams. Powers? The Proctor's wine. Will it give us the powers we crave? I assured them that, yes, the Ultron would give them the second sight. The Ultron would allow them to see into the past and the future. The Ultron would slowly imbue each of them with unique secret powers of great significance. The Ultron would ensure that their race's huge potential for greatness would be fulfilled. Then a mistake was made. Enough foolishness. We will take the precursor device from the surface and then leave. Thereafter, I may see fit to bequeath the entire planet to you, Captain, for your invaluable services in the past, provided you leave now. Liar! It is we who are the genuine owners, not you, Captain. Those many years ago, when we offered the Ultron to the Ur-Quan, how they capered and laughed at their good fortune. Fools. Then they begged to hold the device, just for a moment. To close the deal, I permitted this. A grievous mistake. The moment the High Prompter touched the Ultron, her body arched and her eyes rolled back in her head. She began to babble meaningless phrases and howl like a beast. We had expected the Ur-Quan to fall for our sell, to buy the useless device, but never with such gusto. Their self-doubt and lack of clear reason left them vulnerable to our every manipulation. But then, the Proctor's body relaxed, and her eyes slowly closed. When they reopened, her visual orbs shone with a wild and frightening light. This is all we could have dreamed of, and more, she intoned. And now, Druuge, as to your price. I opened my mouth to speak, but before I could utter a word, the Proctor interrupted. Wait! The Ultron feeds your thoughts directly to me. Do not speak. I know what you desire. What could I say? That the Ultron was a farce and could do no such thing? I was stunned and silent. The Proctor continued. You, Druuge of the Crimson Corporation, desire an object of great antiquity, something of secret function and value. Very well, it shall be done. And with that, we were led to a small vault. The Proctor ceremoniously opened the door of the vault and explained that because we had been of such great service, all of the treasures within were now ours. Inside we found a hodgepodge of ancient and useless artifacts, a glowing rod, an absurd trident, and more such junk. I I could see no way to salvage the disastrous situation at that time. But when I heard of you, your travels, and your foolish quest for freedom, I realized that you could be the agent of our justice. And lo, it is so. You have heard our justification. It is valid and unassailable. Now go, and do not return. No, you will not. We know your soul, young captain. It is no brighter than ours. We acknowledge our greed. We revel in it. You are the dishonest one, hiding your shame in shadows. You fabricate justifications, rationales. In the end, we are just the same. But now you stand in our way. You will not be moved. Therefore, we will add your true name to our ledger of hatred. But first, die, child, die!
Oh, okay, finally. I seem to have won. We found a huge precursor device on the planet's surface, a giant black cylinder, a simple defense grid. We have already neutralized the grid. Well, actually, Jenkins just drove through it by accident, but that seemed to work. The artifact is covered with precursor script, and although we can't translate all of the writing, it is pretty clear that it is a warning repeated again and again. The energy output of this artifact is scary. It rivals all our ship's engines at redline. If I may be so bold, Captain, I would advise that we not experiment with this device until we are back at the starbase. We shall now return to the ship with the black cylinder device carefully stowed in the cargo area. Nice. Save. Bomb? Alright, so. You have said that I need to go find another egg case thing to show to the Siren. I suppose. Now how? Hmm. Well, where else do we get the things? Gamma Brahe or Gamma Scorpion? Okay. Gamma Brahe appears to be the closer one, so I guess we're going there. Oh boy! Alright, well, we can't do it anymore. So... the other one was Gamma Scorpy. Gamma Sculptoris. Gamma Kepler. Beta Scorpy, Alpha Scorpy, Gamma Scorpy. No, I got it. I think. I mean, I picked up a casing there. Oh, but what's the point of picking up both of these? Because, like, I was thinking, okay, I'll go show the shell casings to the people, the Cyrene, and then I'll go back to the Druuge and be like, hey, I found more stuff. You want to give me those magic items? But they probably hate me now. Come on.
Our bodies seed 1,000 of your species do not possess. Juffa what fills in my.
Okay, that didn't work. Come on. Oh, I have to escape with this ship. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my god! This is why I need to save more often. Let's try this one. This might be a better direction. Yeah, that's the problem, is like, it's been so long since I've played a game where saving is a thing I have to manually do that it's causing me grief. Well, hopefully I don't need those other items, right? I suppose the other thing I should do is I should go... Go for the second casing after you finish the Siren to save time. Yeah, like, I mean, I just went for the closer one here. But maybe this was the wrong one to try to grab. No, I didn't want to go into orbit. Damn it! Come on, ship. Why are you being so difficult to steer now? Why did you go back into orbit? Onward to Gamma Brahe. Once I hit Gamma Brahe, I will save again. Get the last of these stupid egg casings. Oof. That sucks. You blew up. You accidentally blew yourselves up after you won the battle against the gnolls. Oof. Yeah, I've been there. Recently. Oh, come on. Alright, now, is there a closer exit to Beetlejuice? Not really. So we'll just let it fly. Yeah. Always the way. Whew.
Welcome back. What do you... Until then, Earthling.
Okay. I came to see the Siren and they didn't tell me nothing.
Yes, Captain? Maybe some other time, Captain. I can show you the hidden functionality of my uniform. knife included. When Syra was destroyed, the only people who survived were in orbit, and most of them were members of our newly established, mostly female space patrol. From their ships, their orbital platforms, and their lunar outposts, they watched Syra die. Within 3 days after the cataclysm began, the surface temperature of Syra had risen by almost 75 degrees to above the boiling point of water. It became clear that Syra, our paradise, our Eden, was gone. The survivors spent years in orbit. They made a few missions to the surface and actually found a handful of survivors. But their main activity was to make preparations for departure. The Space Patrol fitted makeshift drive units to anything that could hold air. Orbital factories, research pods, even hotels. When the fleet was ready, they left orbit and never looked back. The final population of our species was less than 10,000, with only 500 males, but they were the best and the brightest. For the next 75 years, our people wandered at sublight speed through the stars, looking for a new home. Don't worry about us, Captain. We make out all right. Until then, Earth.
I mean, I can't pay the Melnorme for info right now. I don't have anything.
Yes.
Well,
Welcome. Now, we appreciate what brings. How? Unfortunately.
yeah, I can't afford anything. Dang it. Anyway, it's time for a break. Gonna save. Back in a few. Okay. Let's see now. What was I doing? I don't remember. I'm gonna try. I don't know how much time I have left. And also, how many allies do I need to actually succeed? Do I need the Cyrene? Can they just be left happy in their new Eden?
have returned to our special place? This is not permissible. Leave. Juffowup is the power of life. Hot warmth in the cold void. It flows through all things, binding them together, making them one. You are non-Juffowup. You cannot understand. Below is the pod of Juffowup, there for 1,000 centuries. When we are cold, the pod opens and warms us. When it is dark, the pod clenches, and lo, there is light. You are the non. The pod is not for you. You must leave. You are...
Okay, well, I can't do anything with these guys either. Which one of these stupid portals is the one that's closest to Sol? This one. I don't even know if Sol's the place I want to go, other than I want to empty my inventory and hire more crew. And then I want to go back to Procyon, so I can try to get the Murmurherm and the Chenjesu on board. Since I've got a fancy bomb now.
Hello, Cap. I know you're busy, but I've got some news. A race of plant creatures called the Supox have arrived in your absence, Captain. They offered use of their ship designs and will supply you as many starship captains as we require. I, of course, accepted their offer immediately. Also, a small contingent of Utwig has visited. After spending a few days setting up our fabricators to build their Jugger starships and providing us with a few capable commanders, they departed. Captain, if you continue to build such strong alliances, we will surely win our battle against the Ur-Quan. The analysis reads as follows. Subject, Utwig bomb device. Data, analysis has yielded little information about this device, largely because of our technicians' unwillingness to open it or even remove the bomb from your ship. That aside, here's what we know so far. The device is correctly defined as a bomb, one of enormous destructive potential, but it's not of Utwig origin. Nothing about it relates to the technology we see in the Jugger ship. We believe it to be of late precursor origin, though it somewhat resembles certain Chenjesu technology. Its original function? Probably a planeteering tool for dispersing unwanted moons. Summary? Unless there's a strong reason to do otherwise, do not activate this device. Leave it alone. Any experimentation should be conducted at least 12 astronomical units from this starbase, and preferably a bit further. The next entry in the analysis is subject Mycon egg case. Data? We really didn't know Mycon came from eggs, but our analysis of this sheath shows that it's been subjected to phenomenal temperatures and pressures. The most unusual aspect of the egg case is its size. We know Mycons range in height from 0.5 to 3.5 meters, but our reconstruction of the whole egg case shows it to be over 25 meters high. Summary. If a Mycon came out of this, it's gotta be really big. That's the end of our scientist's report.
So, the Doom Clock starts February 17th, 2059.
Farewell, Cap.
No. mean, I've already got the Supox on board. And the Utwig said they were going to go attack the Korra, so I figure that's probably fine. So I've got a year and a month, possibly 2 years to get this sorted out. Okay. Well, that's good. So I have to get the Cyrene back on board. In order to do that, I have to have some sort of conversation with them. Okay. Yeah, see, the Supox and the Utwig have moved into the Korra area. I guess the other thing I can do is go see what's up with the Unga up in Orionis, which is over here. Yeah. I believe this is the right portal. Yeah, maybe I can find some more biologics to capture for the Melnorme. Well, I imagine that's probably it, eh?
Hello, human. We respond with appropriate awe and respect. Now go away. Yes, peace good. We want peace also. Demonstrate peace. joke. Here is the joke. When is a slave not a slave? Answer. When he is a slave master. Ha, ha, ha. Better joke. Yes, better joke. Here it is. What you get when you combine deuterium, pellet, terawatt, laser, and primitive earth leader from ancient steppes. Answer, confusion. Ha, ha, ha. What all that do not understand reference. Human possesses forbidden knowledge. No interference in plan can be tolerated. Human must be eliminated.
Great. Bob the Blob. Oh my gosh, wow. Those things are fast.
Human knows too.
Oh, okay, we're just... Oh, hitting the planet killed a whole bunch of my crew. I mean, do I just have to kill them all? What is the thing?
Human earthling cease motion at the energized ship so we can give gift.
Wow! Well, that's frustrating as hell. Zeta Orionis 5 would be a good place to go. Okay. Well, we'll go there first then. I have to beat 10 of them? Yeah, I didn't bring that many show fixed ships, so... And, like, my ship does just fine. Yeah, biodata, Melnorme. hopefully between these two planets, I'll have gotten enough to make the Melnorme sell me the last of their information. They're these ones. Not really these ones.
Welcome. No. What? How? Almost 25,000 of your years ago, there existed near this region of space an association of star-faring races called the Sentient Milieu. This group formed over several thousand years to mutually enrich their respective cultures, to provide a safe creche for emerging sentient species, and to afford themselves a degree of protection from external hostilities via military alliance. Of the 7 most active milieu members, the most famous race, indeed, you know them well, Captain, were the Ur-Quan. Following the end of the war, the Androsynth began experimenting with interdimensional fatigue, a process that is related to your faster-than-light drive, but involves dimensions far more alien than hyperspace. They had just made a major breakthrough when they were suddenly wiped out by a race called the Ors, who appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Actually, we don't know what the Ors did to the Androsynth. They're just all gone. The Arilulale are a mysterious race of IDF beings. IDF meaning interdimensional fatigue. They do not reside in this galaxy, or in fact, anywhere in this universe. While it is true that the Arilu are rarely seen far from the Colombe star group, They do make regular, secret visits to your world, and have done so for centuries.
Fascinating.
Ever since Earth was slave-shielded, they have focused their attention on the humans aboard the starbase, many of whom are now members of your crew. Though the Arilulale always smile and are never overtly hostile, we believe that they have a secret agenda which somehow involves your planet, Earth. These secret plans may or may not cause grief and woe to you Earthlings. Just under 20 years ago, the brave and suicidal Shofixi annihilated their species by exploding a precursor device, some kind of bomb, in the interior of their sun. The resulting storm of solar flares cooked the life off the Shofixi homeworld and incinerated over 100 Ur-Quan dreadnoughts which had just entered the system to conquer the Shofixi. In actuality, there are still at least a dozen Shofixi left alive in the galaxy. 1 or 2 are at Delta Gorno, guarding the dead hulk of their once beautiful world. Others can be found in Vox space. The Slilandro are a mostly non-solid, sentient race who live in a gas giant at Beta Cori. We recently sold them
I already got this information.
Exploration probe, which has somehow turned hostile and attacks everything it detects. If such encounters have angered you, Captain, please do not address your concerns to us. We possess a formal waiver of damages authorized by Slilandro Speaker and are in no way responsible for the situation. The cowardly Spaffy live at the single planet orbiting Epsilon Gruus. They do not actually live on their world, rather they reside on its airless moon. The reason? A xenomorphic species which craves the sweet flavored flesh of the Spaffy has been transported to the surface of their planet and makes every attempt to devour the poor Spaffy. I'm certain that the Spaffy...
Okay, I just want to be clear. The Melnorme are telling me those things do indeed eat Spaffy. So the Spaffy were right to be afraid.
What? You fear the alien creatures will find you a treat also? Fear not. Our data reveals the beasts are not interested in your species. Should you wish to consult with the Spaffy Ruling Council, you will need to know the secret Spaffy cipher, a password, which is Huffy, Muffy, Guffy. Like you Earthlings, when the war with the Ur-Quan was lost, the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded. Their new world is at Betelgeuse. The Cyrene starbase is crewed by the starship commanders and crew who were decommissioned at the end of the war. Though the Cyrene hate the Ur-Quan with a vengeance, they are unlikely to offer you assistance unless you reveal to them the truth behind the tragedy of their original homeworld, Syra, which was destroyed by the birth of a Mycon Deep child a century ago. What?
I can't afford to get any more info. I'm broke again. Hello, Toby. But, like... Alright. Well, why are the Oomga out here?
Hello, you papa. We not. Yes, that one. So, yes, he is fine. But what, sir, you papa? Who got fun? We are who got, we are funny. There is no alternative. What talk that? You must hope that no you.
Destroyed 3 ships. Four ships.
Now, what the... What the... How? When the Ur-Quan entered Gamma Serpentis, the home star of the Yehat, their queen made a sudden change of allegiance and allied with the Ur-Quan hierarchy. They became Ur-Quan combat thralls. This act was viewed by most Yehat starship officers as ultimately dishonorable, the desperate act of a corrupt regent to maintain her throne. The Yehat shame was greatly magnified by the Shofixti's show of courage when they destroyed their own star system to slow down the Ur-Quan armada.
Yeah.
Captain, you have heard all that we have to say about aliens indigenous to this region. Should we learn more in the near future, we shall be certain. The Ur-Quan evolved on a harsh planet, orbiting a star outside this region of space. They were solitary predators, like your praying mantis captain, or polar bear, who had a very limited set of social behaviors, most of which dealt with sex. Since they had to compete for survival against many physically superior species, the Ur-Quan evolved intelligence and tool use in much the same way as your own species. The Ur-Quan also learned to master their fierce territoriality, to build a cooperative planetary culture. When the Ur-Quan were discovered by the Tael, they had just begun exploring their solar system in crude atomic vehicles. Although the Ur-Quan attacked what they thought to be an invader, the Taelo were patient. They explained the purpose of the sentient milieu and offered the Ur-Quan membership. The Ur-Quan recognized the benefits that such a system provided, and once more conquered the hunting beast within themselves, to become cooperative, productive members of the milieu. This lasted for several thousands of years. Just over 20,000 years ago, when your ancestors were learning to chart the course of the moon and stars on animal horns, the sentient milieu spanned 500 light years and included the membership of 100 worlds. Like all other star travelers, they had discovered ruins and relics of a far more ancient culture, which your species calls the precursors. Explorers from many species spent their lives trying to piece together this ancient mystery, but of all races, the Ur-Quan were the most bold adventurers. Their scouts, flying single ships, penetrated far into uncharted space and landed a million worlds. On one such mission, a young Ur-Quan made planetfall on a small, life-bearing alien world to identify some anomalous energy readings, occasionally a sign of precursor installations. Instead, the Ur-Quan found a small, hideous creature, a Dinyari. Before the scout was able to defend itself, the Dinyari creature took control of the Ur-Quan's mind and commanded the scout to place the Dinyari aboard the Ur-Quan's ship, along with hundreds of its evil brood. Then, the Ur-Quan returned to the heart of the milieu, landing on its capital planet. Within hours, every resident of the planet was a Dinyari slave. Within a month, Dinyari compelled starships and spread the evil, psychic creatures across the entire milieu. But
Alright, here's the thing though. It's after 11 o'clock at night. So what we're gonna do is come in here. Call it a night. Next time, we'll beat up a whole bunch of Unga, get our very own Ginyari, which seems like a terrible plan, but hey, we've got a thing that stops psychic energy on the ship. We'll be fine. And then go back and see the Cyrene, and hopefully they'll want to be friends again. And then we can go put the bomb on the Murmurherm and Shinjeshu stuff, and hopefully get into the actual what's the plan for dealing with the bad guys. Anyway, as it is, it's late, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to bed. You should do the same. Bye.